Okay, welcome to Tech Entrepreneurs Nebraska, affectionately known, or not affectionately, it's actually called 10. A podcast brought to you by the Nebraska Tech Collaborative, powered by Exarban. I'm Shauna Dorsey with the NTC and currently interim executive director of Inter Nebraska, powered by Exarban. A lot of titles going on here.
Yeah, I was about to say the same
Show's
thing.
over already.
I'll just blow by mine. I have a title, but it's not important. Brian Poppy. I work at Mutual of Omaha. Speaking of Mutual of Omaha, we've got a special guest here today. We're joined by Mutual of Omaha's CIO, Mike Lechtenberger. Mike, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing great. It's like a mutual reunion today. So
It really is.
Really cool. So you want to set us up?
Sure. Mike used to be my boss, just for full disclosure.
And my boss's boss.
Yeah.
And now currently my boss has a board chair.
What a wild turn of events here. So you can see we got a lot of threads here. So 10, I guess before we get into it, Mike, 10 is a 10-minute podcast. There are no cuts. We've done one retake, but no edits. So you get what you get. And at the end of 10 minutes, Richard, our beloved producer, will cut us off. So
all right,
we got a timer going and everything.
Yeah.
Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do at Mutual of Omaha?
Sure. So I've had the privilege of working at Mutual for a long time. It'll be 38 years, believe it or not, in January. Yeah. Can you believe that? So
did they have technology 38 years
well,
ago?
The earth was still cooling then. So yeah.
Capturing the gases. Yeah.
Electricity was a kind of a new thing. No, Mutual's actually been in technology a long time. And I know, Brian, you know that. And Shauna, you do too. Mutual was just a huge player in major medical insurance. In fact, we're the largest in the world. And because we were so large, we were one of the first companies to really purchase a large mainframe. And in fact, when we purchased our first mainframe in 1957, it was the second largest in the world.
Wow.
And the first, the person or the company or entity, I guess, that had the largest was the federal government.
I did not know that we were second. I knew it was very large and took up the entire auditorium.
It did.
That's wild.
That is incredible.
And ever since then, we've just continued to move forward with technology to enable our business.
Yeah, just as a quick aside for the listeners. I don't know why I came up with readers. Mutual was very well positioned when COVID hit. Like it was literally overnight, Thursday night to Friday. Like don't come in on Friday morning, like work from home, and everything worked fine. You had a few folks that needed to come in and get computers over the weekend, and then Monday morning, bam, everybody was off and running. Like.
Yeah, it really was. That was
very
amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, we're very well positioned for that, and we just had a great team and a lot of flexible people across the company, really, that saw the need. And certainly our CEO, James Blackledge, has always positioned us to be flexible and adaptable, and we adapted. I mean, we pivoted and we went with it, and we made it work. Our tech people did a great job and got us into position to just keep rolling.
Yeah, speaking of that, I remember the intern program. So we had never done a fully remote internship program before then. But that entire team, Bob Pereira, Alicia, all the folks in HR, just stood it up, got laptops out to students and everything. And we did a fully remote internship for the first time ever.
And I still remember that conversation. Mike, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
You know, the world was kind of upside down. Do you want to have an internship program? And I said, yes, I do. We can make it happen. I absolutely want to do that because that's such an important pipeline. It's an important relationship for us with the colleges, with the interns. And if there's any way to do this, we want to do it. We want to make it work. And we did. And I think that was one of the first remote intern programs probably in the city that summer. So
outstanding.
We continue to do that.
Yeah.
Frankly, it's more some on-site programming now.
So one of the things I appreciate about you, Mike, is your involvement in the community.
Yes.
I mean, I'll let you take that where you want, but we've already mentioned NTC. I see we had a lot of the other entrepreneurial events. So like, I guess, what are you interested in and what's been motivating you?
Well, I'm probably interested in too much. My wife would probably tell you that I get too involved in things, but I love the community. I love Nebraska. I love Omaha, and I'm very involved in startups. And I've, Brian, you are too, I know, and Shauna, you as well. You're very connected in that community. And it may seem odd that a Fortune 500 CIO would have an interest in startups. So actually, Brian, you're to blame for this. I think you hauled me out to Silicon Valley a few times.
That's right.
Remember those trips? And that was just fascinating for me, just to see how ideas are getting spun up and turned into reality, turned into revenue generating things. And so it kind of dawned on me that, it's not too hard to figure out. The technology stacks that we're using in startups and we're using in Fortune 500 companies are really coming together. It's not that
Hmm.
much different. And the mindset that you have to create value. And now that you're running a business unit, and you knew this before, but that notion of creating value for a customer is huge. And for whether you're Fortune 500 company or a startup, you got to connect with the customer with value
Yep.
and make it work with a flexible, agile tech stack. And so there's just so much there that I think is similar. And that mindset is, I think, what drives me.
That's really cool. Speaking of community and what interests you, actually, I'm switching topics. I was planning to go somewhere with
I
it,
love it.
and
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. Okay. So I want to switch topics to the Nebraska, the ecosystem. So
Mhm.
tech and startup ecosystem, we definitely have some opportunities and some
Mhm.
challenges for sure. But what do you see? Opportunities and challenges and some of your, any ideas you might have?
Oh yeah, my goodness, lots of opportunities. I think I've always viewed this as an underpinning, as a driver, as a foundation of our whole tech ecosystem. Actually, our business ecosystem. Tech doesn't exist for itself; it exists
Mhm.
for a bigger thing, and for customers and others. And so, I just think healthier, I guess, startup ecosystem is a healthier Nebraska.
Mhm.
And so, but within that, there's a lot of really interesting things going on that we talk about. One of our goals, for instance, in NTC and at Mutual as well, is to try to create a more diverse workforce, diversity in all aspects of
Mhm.
diversity. We want the tech workforce to really represent what Nebraska looks like, and in terms of gender and race and underrepresented people. And I think we're doing that. We have a ways to go,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we're making progress on that. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Did you have a follow up or no?
I don't have a follow up on that. I'm still stuck on the entrepreneurial stuff. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's tech entrepreneurs in Nebraska, but anyway,
Yeah, they're kind of related. So we have, or no, they are very much related.
very much related.
But I'm just thinking, so we're heading into, I don't know when this will air, but we're heading into Lincoln Startup Week, and Omaha just had its
Mhm.
Startup Week, and it's really great to see that momentum.
Mhm.
So I'm a big fan as we're thinking about how do we do more in outstate Nebraska. Any ideas there as far as budding entrepreneurs and supporting statewide efforts to build entrepreneurship? Just to
Well,
move on.
and it's not just NTC, but others are really trying to push out to other communities. We see some great things happening outstate.
Hmm.
The numbers aren't, I mean, Lincoln and Omaha, you just have greater population, but there are some great things happening in Valentine and Ord and other communities out in outside of Lincoln and Omaha. And
Right.
that I'm very excited about that. I mean, Shauna, we were on a trip out to Valentine for some of their economic development things. They've just put some great, great investment in
Hmm.
that community. The mayor out there, Kyle Argenbright's just fantastic. So it's great to see communities succeed out of Lincoln and Omaha. And I think we
Yes.
have a role in helping him. I think we're really trying to do that. Still trying to figure that out. I think there's
Hmm.
more we can do.
Yeah, it's just what I was going to say. What do you think is missing from, I guess, from any of the ecosystems that you've been a part of or seen, like in order to get to propel Nebraskans or tech in Nebraska to the next level?
Yeah, sure. Talent is a big deal. I mean, particularly in Lincoln and Omaha. But what I hear a lot in communities, smaller communities outside of Lincoln and Omaha, is just leadership, investment in the infrastructure, investment in the community to create more of an attractive or attraction to that area for families and
Hmm.
and just things to see and do in the community. Of course, Valentine has a lot going for it with just other recreational type
Hmm.
things, but it's just amazes me how these communities are succeeding. The leadership is stepping up,
Hmm.
and they're finding investment. They're getting high speed internet so businesses can operate. So they're creating an environment where it can work, and that's very exciting.
I agree. And I'm thinking of Norfolk too. That's another community
Yep.
that's really coming a long way with their riverfront and all of the different, developments that are
Mhm.
happening there for sure. So
So
I,
we're gonna right now. The economy is kind of tap the brakes on some things and tech talent growth. That's going to change.
mhm.
I mean, I think we all know that when we maybe get past some of this economic, I guess, volatility or downturn, whatever you want to call it. I'm not an economist, so but it's gonna that's not gonna end, and we need top tech talent in our startups and our enterprises to really enable our competitiveness in the marketplace.
Yep, I agree.
Well, Mike, we've reached the end of our 10 minutes. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks, readers and listeners, for joining.